Good afternoon and welcome to the presentation of this afternoon. My name is Albert Manga and I'm going to take you through this presentation of knowing how to prepare and use role play. First, we need to understand what is a role play. So role play comes as a result of the Bloom's taxonomy, which is considered to be an effective method in achieving a broad range of learning outcomes and are able to address the cognitive, the psychomotor, and the affective domains of learning. So specifically on this presentation, we are just going to know how we can prepare and use role play. So some of the steps that are considered to be used in effective preparation and use of the role play, we have 8 steps, and the step number 1 is that we need to plan the scenario. So what is all about planning this scenario? So planning the scenario has to do with determining the topic or concepts to be covered, the objectives of the role play, and the specific skills or knowledge to be demonstrated. Then the next step or the next process that we need to incorporate in preparing and using our role play, after we have planned the scenario, we need now to assign roles. So assigning roles has to do with determining the number of students needed for each role and making sure to allocate roles that challenge and engage each student. Then after we have assigned the roles, we proceed to step number 3, that is preparing the materials. So preparing the materials is something to do with gathering the props, the costumes, and any other materials needed for the role play. For instance, if you are role playing in class in the context of an hospital, you need to gather the materials like lab coats, you need to gather materials like syringes, you need to gather materials like medicine and other materials that you need for this role play. So after you prepare the materials, you proceed to step number 4, that is reviewing the instructions. So reviewing instructions has to do with providing clear instructions and guidelines for the role play, including expectations for behavior and participation. Then after we have reviewed the instructions, we proceed to process number 5. And the process number 5 is now doing the practice. So this practice has to do with providing time for students to practice and prepare for the role play, giving them an opportunity to ask questions and clarify any confusions. So this practice can just be a matter of rehearsing, doing rehearsals, so that when they will be doing their real role play, they can be able to do it perfectly, since practice makes perfect. So after we have done our practice, we proceed to step number 6, and that is conducting now the role play. So conducting the role play is now facilitating the role play, allowing students to demonstrate their understanding and skills, just as in the scenario that I had given earlier before of role playing in an hospital. In this case, you will have your students, some of the students role playing as doctors, some of the students role playing as nurses, some of the students role playing as cleaners, some of the students role playing as patients, so that they can be able to demonstrate whatever they have understood under that particular area of study. Then after you've conducted the role play, you do what we call debriefing. That is step number 7. So debriefing is all about after the role play, discuss what was learned and how the role play helped the students apply their knowledge. So debriefing is just like having a postmortem of whatever your students were able to do when they were conducting their role play. And then finally, step number 8 after we do our debriefing is now to assess. So assessing has to do with evaluating the student understanding and application through observation, written reflection, or other assessment methods. So in this assessment, you can do something to do with maybe giving them a RAT, that is a random access cut, random access test, or rather a CAT, so that at least you can evaluate at what percentage have they understood your teaching and learning effectiveness in the class. So those are the 8 steps that we can consider, or the 8 procedures that we can consider to help us effectively prepare and use role play. Thank you and welcome to more of these presentations. Thank you.